Amen.
You know, I just have to say I've missed you guys so much. I don't think you're not always in my thoughts and in my prayers. You know, I'm constantly thinking of you guys. I know with the many changes that have happened, but I know God is doing something. Amen?
Amen.
And I just have to say, you know, Brussels so far has been so good. You know, I've really seen me and God's relationship become much stronger. You know, even the testimony that I shared with you guys before I left about how me going, and even going there, you know, I kind of thought, well, I'm here now and it's the will of God and, you know, everything's going to be easy peasy from this point on. But, you know, we still have our challenges and we still have to, you know, overcome certain obstacles. But I can say we serve a faithful God. Amen. And the time that I went to Brussels, the pastor there, Pastor Von Gogh, he started preaching on a series about grace. And it's crazy how, you know, you can be born into this or you can be a part of, you know, the church for such a long time. But it's crazy to think you hear something for so many years, but it can take just that one person to tell you something like you've never heard it before. And you know, I needed to hear this series on grace because for me, with everything that was going on in Brussels with the terrorist attacks and stuff, and me starting my new job there, it didn't make life for me very easy, you know. Considering I knew it was God's will for me to be there, but I was facing a lot of opposition. And, you know, at one point it was getting to the point where I even said, you know, God, if things don't progress within the next week or two, I have to maybe consider coming home. Because, you know, I've almost been there for a month and I'm not settling in and there's a lot of things which just going against me at that time. But like I said, you know, my current pastor now, he's preaching about grace and the mercies of God, you know. And we know that they are new every morning, amen? And just to see that when you're very sincere, when you humble yourself and you just ask God directly, it's amazing to see that even in times of desperation, how quickly God can move. And it reminded me of before I left, the situations that I was going through. I shared with you guys the 3 areas of my life that were coming to attack. And it just got to the point where I had enough. And I said, God, you either do something about it now or I have to reconsider my salvation. Do I continue? Because I can't say that you are the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords and exalt your name when I'm really calling on you and I'm not seeing you move in my life. And like the testament I shared with you, those 3 issues within a week, you know, God moved in A, B, and C. And it was the same thing in Brussels. I came into 3 new obstacles and it was coming to the end of the month and I said, God, you know, it's been a month now, I still haven't got my own apartment. It's been a month now, I still haven't got my own bank, which I need because my job paid me, but they couldn't give me the money because they couldn't send it to my British account. And I needed my Belgian ID because for some reason, if you don't have a Belgian ID, you can't do nothing there. And it was getting to the point where it was too much. But I said, God, you need to, I even said, at least one of them, I need to see you provide me with at least one. And within the week, the bank came through, the Belgian ID came through, and my apartment came through, amen? So it just goes to show that God is graceful, He's merciful, and He is faithful, you know? And, you know, I just wanted to share this with you to know that regardless of what we are going through, it's a cliche, and we say it all the time, but God is faithful. Amen. Even in those situations where it seems impossible, because even before I left, the situation seemed so impossible where I almost felt like giving up, because regardless of how many times I prayed about the situation or called on you to pray, I felt like nothing happened. But you know, sometimes you just got to be patient. Amen. And we know that God's timing is different to our timing, you know, and everything that He does is to benefit us, whether we have to wait a while, because He taught me how to be patient through my struggles and through what I was going through. He really taught me to wait to that breaking point And he was faithful enough not just to deliver me in the one situation, but in all three in the same go. And the same again, I was getting to that breaking point, but instead of being ungrateful, I was being patient because I knew what he'd done before I came, amen? But you know, sometimes when we're human, so we want things done as quick as possible. But again, God showed me, as long as you're faithful and, you know, as long as you can be, you know, you can humble yourself, he will honor us and he will be faithful too. So church, you know, don't look at what is going on right now, but understand that God is working it out even when you feel like you've prayed too much, you've fasted too much. You know, God will do it, but in his own time. Amen. God bless you, and it's so good.